At this stage, it's pretty clear that 3 drivers are going to be screwed for next season. American Formula 1 driver Logan Sargeant won't be driving at the pinnacle of motorsport any longer. That's the first one, and it comes as no surprise to anyone. The silly season is ending. There are only a few seats available and plenty of drivers who are desperate for a seat. With the young driver's lack of outstanding performances, it's unlikely we see him in an F1 car again. But what if I told you there are 2 very familiar names about to be dropped from the sport forever? And at the end of the video, I have a bonus driver who will take a very surprising seat. So make sure to watch till the end. I'm Wimbo. Here's 3 seconds to leave a like. Logan Sargeant. The young man from Fort Lauderdale, Florida has not been able to impress. And it's not because he doesn't know what a kilometer is. We can't blame his Williams team boss James Vowles for that. Because he gave him a second year where many other team principals would have dropped him in an instant. Vowles understood that the preparation time Sargeant was given was very short, and the transfer from F2 to F1 was a mighty big one. In a way, he was unfortunate to have been paired up with the Thai English driver Alex Albon, who after a stint at Red Bull had gone wrong, had found his groove again and scored all the points in 2023 bar 1. This season, the car is getting better to drive and more points are expected soon from Albon. Sargeant had a messy start of the season with numerous crashes and no points. What also may not have helped his confidence much was when there wasn't a spare chassis and his chassis was taken after Albon had crashed and destroyed his own. Now I have to say, the best way to have answered this cruel decision would have been to show them what he was made of and beat Alex Albon in the next race, or at least show something. But Sargeant is just way too nice, and he lacks the pure pace and the skill. What Ocon has too much in the car, Logan has too little of, and that's what sealed the deal. But at least he can focus on IndyCar or something. He can look back at a wonderful experience, as not many drivers have made it into F1, let alone 2 full seasons. Unless he gets dropped before the end of the season, to see how good Kimi Antonelli is. That's also a possibility. Driver 2. The second driver who can fear for his career as an F1 driver has been around since 2014. His father was also a Formula 1 driver. I'm of course talking about Kevin Magnussen, aka K-Mag. The Danish driver knows what it's like to be dropped, as it happened to him after 2020 when Haas decided to put 2 rookies in their cars, Mick Schumacher and the legendary Nikita Mazepin. After a horrible season and the trouble between Ukraine and Russia started, Mazepin and his father were dropped and Magnussen returned. The problem with Haas is that the owner of the team, Gene Haas, is too much of a businessman and lacks the drive to go all in to achieve something. That's the downside of the budget cap as well, that teams can make profit these days without having much to show for it. We know from history that Gene Haas loves money. He made a great deal with energy drink company Rich Energy, with the enigmatic William Story at the helm of it. Legend has it that Gene is still checking his balance daily to see if Story has paid up. So my prediction is that Guan Yu Zhou will bring his 30 million sponsor money to Haas and will be accompanied by Oliver Bearman to please Ferrari, their engine supplier. Bearman is English, but he's a Ferrari driver. Funny detail is that Kimi Antonelli is Italian, but he drives for Mercedes. But that's not relevant now. K-Mag is having a weird season with loads and loads of penalty points and plenty of crash damage. He's on 10 penalty points and might be the first driver to actually get a race ban for gathering too many penalty points. Then again, the FIA is always very lenient to drivers with 10 penalty points, like we saw with Pierre Gasly last season. Now, some of the penalty points have been gathered through hard defending to create space for his teammate Nico Hülkenberg to make a pit stop. But there were some unnecessary crashes too. I don't see Haas keeping him. Stake is building a top lineup for when they become Audi, Williams wants Sainz, and the teams higher up are full or not interested. All in all, Magnussen had a nice F1 career with a sprint pole and some great footage in Drive to Survive with Gunther Steiner.
He does not fox smash my door.
But it's time for fresh blood. I can understand why Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso still have seats. They are veterans, but also world champions, and they are still performing at a decent level. I always liked Kevin. However, enough is enough. He doesn't have to feel embarrassed at all about his career. And I'm sure there's another racing series for him out there. Or he can choose to go and enjoy his young family. Driver 3. The third driver who can go do something else is Valtteri Bottas. The Finnish driver started at Williams and replaced Nico Rosberg at Mercedes after the 2016 season and was baptized as the best wingman. A term he really hated, but it's hard to deny that he was only in that seat because he qualified well and didn't mind giving up wins or doing an extra pit stop to steal fastest lap from Max Verstappen. The one-year deals he kept getting at Mercedes were taking its toll on his mental health, so he was happy to join Alfa Romeo, which became Stake. He also became Australian because he has an Aussie girlfriend who also got him addicted to cycling, and he likes running around naked nowadays, so he's a happy chap. As for getting a seat in 2025, the same thing applies to him regarding top team seats. I doubt Mercedes wants him again, and if they do, it's only to keep the seat warm for Antonelli. Williams looked to be an option since he started his career there, but it's becoming more and more clear that Sainz will drive there. That leaves Haas, which I already talked about with Behrman and Joe, and the team he is in now. I can hear you think,
why won't Stake keep Bottas if Sainz is going to Williams?
I think Stake is going for a younger driver. One that just resigned or got told he won't get another seat. I'm not sure how it all went at that specific messy team. I'm of course talking about the French pride of F1, Alpine F1 team. The team that sacks everyone who wants to stay and wants to keep everyone that leaves. The driver I'm talking about is the French-Spanish driver Esteban Ocon, and he is taking that seat beside Hülkenberg at Stake. As many did before him, Ocon is leaving Alpine and will gladly take the opportunity to drive for a real manufacturer. Not that phony Renault Alpine factory team. And with who's available on the driver market and the experience he has, I think Ocon is not a bad choice for Stake. As long as he is nice to his teammates for once. That's the last thing Stake needs. Slow pit stops, a slow car, and two drivers who crash each other out half the season. So that was the surprise move I promised earlier. And 3 drivers who will leave the grid forever. Let me know what you think will happen in the rest of the silly season. Leave a comment. Hey everyone, I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers and I want to thank every single one of you for the support I'm getting. So many familiar faces during premieres and live streams. More people watching my monthly podcast. So many of you leave in a comment underneath my videos, especially if you don't agree with it. I love it! So please, if you're new here, subscribe. Take care now. Doei doei!